Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sanity stream, the place where you go to gain a little bit of your sanity back in what has become an absolutely charged political landscape in America. I got a really spicy show for you today. We're going to be talking about Antifa and Black Lives Matter coming into my neighborhood. That's right, I got a nice little local story for you. We're going to go over that briefly. We're going to be talking about an update on the Jacob Blake situation that's happening in Kenosha and involving a really weird interview that happens between Anderson Cooper and Jacob Blake's father. Let me just tell you, it involves Brussels sprouts. I kid you not. And of course, Ted Wheeler over in Portland protecting peaceful protesters as they riot for over 90 plus days and set the precinct on fire once again. Got a really spicy show for you. Let's get into it, boys and girls. First of all, this is going to be a local video. A few counties away from me, if I'm being completely exact. But, I used to live here. I used to live in this area. And, of course, they are all over here in Central Florida. And I don't know about you guys, but this place is pretty base. This place is pretty patriotic, and we are not going to be dealing with Black Lives Matter agitators. We're not going to be dealing with ANTIFA coming in and trying to be the super hard militaristic arm of the Democrat Party, causing violence on our streets. We refuse. We are armed to the teeth, and we will fight as patriots always do. Let's take a look at the video. And this is just the thing, guys. I've been to this neighborhood. This is my neighborhood. They're here. They're coming to the suburbs, guys. You can't be silent anymore. The silent majority thing is over. It's time to speak out. Unless you want your churches burned, unless you want your schools burned, unless you want your businesses destroyed, your entire community uprooted by these violent domestic terrorists, you must speak out now. Because the silent majority thing, I'm over it. It's time to be patriots. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on my community. Don't tread on my family. Don't tread on my nation. I fought for this country, and I will die for this country if need be. And I don't care if it means going up against U.S. citizens. When you are burning our flag, you are desecrating our flag, you don't like the Constitution, then leave. Don't come to my community and try to make it the same shithole of every other blue state and every other Democrat-run city. We are not here to play peacefully. Let's just keep it that way. We are not going to be peaceful when you come to our communities and you try to destroy our way of life. We refuse. Let's continue. All these people are meth. They are out of their freaking minds. And here we go. Let's. I really just wanted to get to this part in the clip. This is when the re begins. Let the re begin.
You live in your mom's basement. My mom is fucking dead. Are you home now? Fuck off! I'm so sick of your fucking shit.
Re! Black Lives Matter. Antifa. We're not dealing with your shit, guys. Stay out of our neighborhood. Stay out of our streets. Stay out of our states. Go back to where you came from. Go back to your mother's basement. Keep doing meth. Keep hanging out with pedophiles. Keep being felons. Keep doing everything that you do. Keep torching and burning your own communities. Keep living on the government. Keep being little babies. We're not having it here. We are not having it in our neighborhood, and we will not deal with you lightly. We are not the police. We're not going to be taking you, putting you in jail, and letting you out without bail. This is Central Florida. Fuck around and find out. With that said, let's go on to more prominent news. Jacob Blake, this is the audio of before the shooting and exactly what happens. Obviously, the media is not going to be covering this because it's not their prerogative. They wish to push out the race narrative because it is their end goal to ultimately taking away our rights here in America. This is going to be a brief expert and cuts of the audio before officers arrived and why they were actually going there in the first place. Of course, nobody wants to talk about the knife on the floorboard of Jacob Blake, and also Jacob Blake admitting that he had a weapon on himself during the crime, as well as the person of the original video that was posted throughout the internet saying that police officers were saying, drop the knife, drop the knife. I don't know what you want them to do in that situation. He has his 3 kids in the car. Are they just supposed to let him get in the car and drive off with 3 kids as he has a warrant out for his arrest after sexually abusing a woman and attacking her and stealing her car? It is absolutely disgusting. I don't expect anything better. Of course, these lefties and Antifa are filled with they're literally filled with pedophiles. People that are on the sex registry, they are filled with Antifa. They are filled with violent criminals. Every single person in Kenosha that was shot by Kyle were all felons in one form or another. Literally every single one of them being felons. I mean, what is the chances of that you're going to go into a peaceful protest, and of every single person that got shot that night, they were all felons? I mean, that is a statistical improbability. And the fact that every single one of them were really just goes to show what type of people the left brings in to their wonderful, tolerant society. Let's continue. Here's the audio. Check it out.
707 2805 40th Street, 2805440 Street. Complainant says Jacob Blake isn't supposed to be there, and he took the complainant's keys and is refusing to give them back. Headquarters 618 707 just for 43.
So again, they were called onto the scene. They knew his name. They knew he had a warrant out for his arrest. They knew that he was violent. They knew that he had resisted officers before. And of course, this woman was raped by this man. Does anyone on the Me Too movement care? Nope. Radio silence. This man, Jacob Blake, has raised over $2 million. It actually blows my mind that people are so easily manipulated and don't actually care about the facts of the story. Minneapolis being a great example the other day, a man killing himself, a murder suspect killing himself, and people going out rioting, looting, burning buildings. For what? For what? The police didn't shoot. The police weren't there. The man killed himself, and yet they said, whoever, I don't care, let's just burn and loot and whatever. They don't actually care about improving black people's lives. And you can see that because they've taken in $2.2 billion, and all they have to show for it is being the king of ashes. Congratulations, Black Lives Matter. Congratulations, Antifa. You are really pulling people into your wonderful, tolerant movement. Let's continue.
We have an alert at this address for 99 for that subject.
707 shots fired.
Copy, shots fired.
We need rescue ASAP.
And obviously they did try to, obviously Jacob Blake did survive. Apparently he's not going to be able to walk for the rest of his life. But again, if you are pulled over by officers or you decide that you're going to resist arrest, there are multiple times where, I hear these people saying that they don't have the right to shoot for suspicion of possible violence in their way. Yes, they do, guys. It takes approximately 1.3 seconds from hip to draw and actively shooting. That's 1.3 seconds prior to any sophisticated training. So if you're just taking your average gangbanger who thinks he's some freaking awesome punk-ass thug, 1.3 seconds from the hip to ultimately shooting. These people, they don't care. They don't care about real justice. They're just out for blood. They're out for their narrative. They're out for dividing America, and I'm not for it. I'm for real justice. I'm for individual justice. I'm sick of this race thing. It's being played out, and it's ultimately it's all fake news. At this point, it is all fake news. But are we surprised? Because the leftists read no matter what is going on in the world, they will find a way to justify their actions. They'll find a way to get Kyle in jail, even though he was defending himself. They'll find a way to make this man a martyr, even though he is literally a rapist, just an absolute all-around piece of shit. Same thing with George Kirby, Mr. Fentanyl himself. Nobody cares about the actual truth. No one cares. Now, after this, this is actually hilarious. This interview is going to boggle the mind. This is Jacob Blake's father, and let me just say he's got a lot to say. He's got a lot to say. That's all I'm going to say. Let's just watch the clip. I want to preface this by saying that the mother has been very admirable during this entire situation. She had a interview with Don Lemon on CNN, and she had the opportunity to go scorched earth and attack everybody and attack white people and attack police officers and attack the president, and she didn't. And I really commend her for that. The father, on the other hand, is a totally different story. So let's see. Anderson Cooper actually does a little bit of digging here. I'm actually shocked that he even asked this question in the first place. So, hey, I'm going to give him kudos for actually asking the question and actually trying to find the truth. But, yeah, I mean, I guess a broken clock's right twice a day, right? So here we go.
Point blank range. As you know, the Kenosha Professional Police Association, which is a police union, they said that late today said that Jacob was armed with a knife, didn't comply, that he had fought with police and put an officer in a headlock. I know you aren't able to say much about this, but were you aware of this? Is that accurate?
Some people say Brussels sprouts taste good.
Oh my god, guys. Some people say Brussels sprouts taste good. Oh my god, these leftists never fail to deliver, man. I don't know. I mean, is this not Clown World? What is going on here? He asked a very basic question. All the guy had to have said was no comment. If you really didn't want to say anything, just say no comment. Well, let's continue. There's a few seconds left. It gets juicy.
I don't get the reference.
I hate Brussels sprouts.
You don't want to talk about this. Point blank.
Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? I mean, is this real life? Is this real life? Oh my goody gumdrops. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? The coal factory is being powered. The generators are on, and we are going full Brussels sprouts, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take all those Brussels sprouts and we are going to feed them into our generators. We're going to get the coal factory nice and hot for these leftists that just absolutely can't stand the Brussels sprouts. We're bringing the power! Sprout power, baby. Let's go. These leftists seem to be fighting the white power, but what they really want to fight against, what these leftists really want to fight against, is the sprout, the sprout power. Yup. Anyway, on to the next story. Donald Trump actually going into Kenosha, ending the violence, ending the riots, ending the burning of buildings, including my friends. And by the way, I didn't link his GoFundMe account because I didn't want him to get doxxed. I have had a brigade of leftists coming onto my videos, and I don't want him to be further entrenched into something that's already, being blown out of proportion. He did have $100,000 of damage to his building. but we did raise over $80,000. So he's going to be able to open up again. And I am absolutely ecstatic. For those of you who reached out to me and stuff like that and asked about that, I really appreciate the help. We got $80,000 cumulatively between this channel and other YouTube channels and other people that I know. I'm really, really happy about that, so I sincerely appreciate the help. With that said, yeah, let's get into this next story. Donald Trump on Twitter. Success! Since the National Guard moved into Kenosha, Wisconsin 2 days ago, there have been no further violence. Not even a small problem. When legally asked to help by local authorities, the federal government will act and quickly succeed. Are you listening, Portland? So he calls out Portland specifically because it's been over 90 plus days of riots in Portland, the Portland precinct being attacked on a daily basis. And Mr. Ted Wheeler himself still virtue signaling to the freaking extreme. He penned a letter to Donald Trump, and let's just take a look at it. Dear President Trump, yet again you said you offered to aid Portland by sending in the federal law enforcement into our city. On behalf of the city of Portland, no thanks. We don't need your politics of division and demagoguery. Portlanders are on to you. We have already seen your reckless disregard for human life in your bumbling response to the COVID pandemic. And he started a sentence with "and." Really lets you know the politicians that we're bringing in here, folks. And we know you've reached the conclusion that images of violence and vandalism are your only ticket to re-election. I mean, it's a pretty strong ticket, guys. I don't know, Mr. Ted Wheeler, but I showed you the video earlier of these punks coming into my neighborhood. I don't want that. I don't want my churches burned. I don't want my city burned. I don't want businesses burned. I don't want violence in our streets. Is it really that shocking that this is people want safety and security in America? People want to be able to speak their own truth. People want to be able to have independent thought and be able to express that without being literally physically assaulted in the streets? Is it really that shocking? There is no place for looting, arson, or vandalism in our city. Bull! You have let this go on for 90 plus days. You are literally the clown of the United States of America. You talk about Trump being a blistering buffoon. This is projecting yourself and appointing it onto this man, President Trump. You are the clown. You are the laughingstock. There is no room for racist violence or those who wish to bring their ideology of hate into our community. Your community that's burning, by the way. Those who commit criminal acts will be apprehended and prosecuted under the law. Bull. You arrest and you let them out on bail and they go back out and do the same exact thing. Multiple offenders, too. 3, 4, 5-time offenders doing the same exact crime. And you just keep letting them go. Tens of thousands of Portlanders have peacefully protested and marched for a noble cause, fixing our broken criminal justice system. And again, look, I'm for protesting. I'm for peaceful protesting. I don't even know what you're protesting at this point. This whole thing about white supremacy in America, there's 5,000 KKK members. There's 12,000, hate groups in terms of people. 12,000 people in hate groups in America. This is a country of 365 million people. I'm sorry, guys. Your ideology is not actually based in reality. It's not actually based in facts. Let's continue. They are part of the proud progressive tradition of Portlanders, fighting for justice, for racial justice, to economic justice, to environmental justice. When you sent the feds to Portland last month, you made the situation far worse. You have had riots on your streets for 90 plus days. 90 plus days of riots. Are you joking me? The fact that the mayor of Portland is the same exact person who runs the Portland Police Department, there needs to be a separation of powers here. This man is inept beyond belief. Your offer to repeat that disaster is a cynical attempt to stroke fear and distract us from the real work of our city. What work is that? Because people are fleeing Portland, Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Chicago. All those tax dollars are not coming back. Congratulations. All that money for your education going into the schools are gone. And they aren't coming back. Oh, and by the way, your city's also being sued into oblivion by multiple people that had their businesses looted and destroyed under your watch when you refused to have police officers do their job. Congratulations. In Portland, we are focusing on coming together as a community to solve the serious challenge we face due to systemic racism, a global pandemic, and an economic recession. Stay away, please. Signed, Ted Wheeler, Mayor of Portland. All right, guys. Let's see what happens when you decide to side with Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Let's see what happens. Let's take a look. Now, the video I'm about to show you is from Andy No. If you haven't followed him on Twitter, definitely check him out. He is a journalist on the ground. He does fantastic work. He is a true journalist in every sense of the word. He actually goes out there on the streets and presents facts, presents evidence, presents a clear story. He's not trying to create a narrative. He's simply showing you reality for what it is. So let's take a look. This is Ted Wheeler. And this is his condo that is being attacked by Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Strobe lights and high-powered flashlights into his windows. Congratulations, Ted Wheeler. Your moral righteousness pushing away federal aid to help get rid of these rioters. What has it done for you? It's created a nice little jam session right in front of your condo. The left eats their own. I mean, they really do. The left eats their own. They are so dogmatic and ideologically pure in their aims to attain power that if you even step outside of that for just a brief moment, you will be eaten alive. It is their prerogative. It is the French Revolution all over again. If you don't agree with the mob, your head is going for the guillotine. Mr. Ted Wheeler, you don't have your city under control. Now they're showing up to your home. And that's what you get for trying to protect the mob. The mob turns on you. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. A little bit of a low energy episode, a little quick one, 23 minutes. Really hope you enjoyed it. Once again, my name is Lucius Cole of the Cole Factory and the Sanity Stream. Join the Cole Factory. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and or comment. Got another spicy episode every single day up to the election. Once again, every single day I will be releasing a new podcast episode all the way up to the election. Really hope you're enjoying the content so far. If you do, please make sure to like, subscribe, and or comment. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Peace.